I believe we are. We are live. Sorry, everybody. That took a hot minute. So welcome to Mic Drop Markets Live today. Just as a reminder, before we begin, this material is presented solely for informational and entertainment purposes only and is not to be construed as a recommendation, solicitation, or an offer to buy or sell long or short any securities, commodities, or any related financial instruments. As always, please contact a licensed professional before making any investment or trading decisions. And with that, today we have back Fabio from MenthorQ to talk about their new app. Discover how MenthorQ is revolutionizing the way option traders trade and risk manage with alternative options data. This data is now available across multiple platforms, including NinjaTrader. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Fabio to talk about this new project that they have on.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy, and it's always great to be back live with you. I think is maybe the third time we're here, so very excited to be here. Thank you guys for joining us. So today, what I wanted to do is really just give you an introduction for those who don't know what MenthorQ is. We're going to show you why it's important to look at data and how institutions are trading versus the retail world. We're going to show you our vision, and then we're going to go into our new product release. And then, of course, if you guys have any question at the end, please feel free to ask. So let me know if that sounds good, Tracy.
Absolutely, 100%. And if you are streaming on YouTube, the chat is open, so you can ask questions there.
Perfect. So basically, I'm the founder and CEO of MenthorQ, and just to give you a little bit of background of where I started and why we developed MenthorQ and what we provide. So my career started at Bloomberg back in 2007. I really joined finance 2 months before the Lehman collapse. So I basically started really at the best time. And I had the opportunity to really work with a lot of large organizations. I worked in London and then I moved to New York in 2014. So I had the opportunity to really work with asset managers, European banks, hedge funds, quantitative firms. And then I decided to take a step and move into more the alternative data space. Alternative data is really data that is not common. So when we look at what Bloomberg provided was a lot of financial statement, news data, pricing data. Right? This is like what we call traditional data. When we go into the alternative data, is really data that the retail audience does not really necessarily have access to, and large institutions are now starting to use this data to create investment decisions. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then basically, about 3 years ago, we created MenthorQ because we realized that there was really big gap between what institutions have access to and what the retail world has access to. So today we're going to show you our new development, our new app. So hopefully you'll find a lot of value from what we have. So the first step really to start, for those who don't know, obviously who haven't really witnessed this, like when I joined in 2007, fundamental analysis and technical analysis were kind of like the main ways of investing. Fundamental analysis really worked until 2007. And of course, after the crisis, we saw a massive increase in liquidity where fundamentals didn't matter and the stocks just went all the way up until COVID, right? So COVID was a very big year for us and where we found like a lot of really interesting insights. So nowadays, 75% of trading volume is driven by algorithms, right? So machine, AI, and so on. Option volume for the first time in history in 2021 surpassed equity volumes, right? So if you are a trader that does not look at option, right now you're going to be left at a disadvantage, and we're going to show you the reason why. And basically, market makers and hedging strategies are really now influencing liquidity and price movement like never before. So obviously, the option data becomes more and more important. We've seen the explosion of alternative data, which is different ways of investing. And of course, technology with ChatGPT and all these AI coming in is going to revolutionize the way finance will work in the future. So we have to be ready for that. We have to really be flexible. So if we go here, this is a chart that we show all the time, which is very important, right? So if you see here, this is like the average daily option volume from the early 2000 to 2024. And as you can see with COVID, this trend has dramatically changed, and now we are at the highest level of option activity that we've seen in the past 20 years. So as a retail trader, looking at options is going to be very important, and we're going to show you why in a second as well. So this is kind of like how an institution would approach data, right? And obviously, you have all the alternative data on the left-hand side, and then of course you have your AI and your AI-driven strategies. As a retail trader, we do not have access to all of this stuff. So what can we do, and why do we come into play, right? So we are left at a disadvantage, and this is why we decided to start MenthorQ back in 2020, 2021, because basically we want to fill the gap and give access to you to the tools that like large institutions are leveraging, and focus on a lot of the big data to be able to provide actionable insights. So we do that in three simple steps. So we take a lot of data. So we have access to a lot of data. We're going to talk about options, but not only options. Then we simplify the data. So we're trying to create for you actionable models that can help you really make sense of the market in a few minutes or a few seconds a day. And then basically we do that also by creating actionable insight and signals, which are coming in the form of tables and charts that we provide you in the app. So basically, what can you access with MenthorQ? So we have over 64 quantitative models. So the quant models are basically a way for us to be able to simplify really complex data sets and provide you with really simple steps. Like it could be a line on a chart, it could be a nice chart or a nice graph that can help you understand where the market could go. Second is we now have released our new dashboard, and we're going to give you a demo today. And third, we are integrating with your trading application. So if you are like a day trader, if you're a futures trader, we're now integrating with TradingView, NinjaTrader, Sierra Chart, Bookmap, Quanthour, Atas, and now we have recently released the new integration with the Motive Wave. So we're very excited about that. So you can actually now take all our data into your favorite application, which I think is very key. And it's seamless because you have access to API. So the data is already there when you log into your platform. So basically, we're very excited about our integration, and more integration are going to come. I'm going to show you in a second also our roadmap. And let me know, Tracy, if you have any question at any time.
Sorry, I was muted. No, I think we're good. Let's keep going, and we'll see if we have any questions.
All right. So I want to show this because this is going to show you is a tweet that we posted at the beginning of the week. This is like an interview with Cliff Asness, Chief Investment Officer of AQR Capital Management. AQR is a very large hedge fund, and basically Cliff has a very important statement, right? Which over the life of my career, markets have become less efficient. Prices are more disconnecting from reality, even with the development of technology. So, right, even with all this AI coming in, he feels that basically the market are less efficient than maybe 20, 30 years ago. So it's always very important to keep an eye open and keep in mind that data can become really very important in your investment process. And this is why also this is embraces with our mission and what we're trying to achieve at MenthorQ. For those who are listening, I just want to share this because we have a promotional offer that is available through our website until March 16th. So if you like what you see today and you want to join us, please benefit. You can access to our website, and we also, as a bonus, we'll give you access to 2 live trading sessions with our professional traders of 4 hours with us. So this is, I think, is an amazing value, and you'll be able to see how professional traders are using the data and using the platform. But without further ado, let's go into what we are covering today, and then we'll go into the new stuff. So we have a coverage of stocks, ETFs, indices, futures, and crypto. We cover over 1,000 assets. So whatever you trade, we should be able to cover. We are also going to expand to European futures in the next few months, and we're also going to expand to spot crypto options on Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. So we'll provide you access to that data. What you can get from our platform is our quant models, our integrations, our academy. We have about 500 hours of actionable content available for you. So if you join our membership, you can access all of that. We have our gamma levels, our blind spots levels, our swing trading levels, and of course, we also have our coaching service that you can use where you can access professional traders and live trade as well with traders in a community. Who uses MenthorQ, right? So MenthorQ is used by futures traders who are looking to gain an edge on ES, NQ, crude oil, gold, etc. Stock traders, swing trader, option trader, and of course, those who are day trading every day. So just to give you an example on how you can use our data, this is like our trading view indicator with our levels. This is a very nice example from last week where we're looking at NQ. We had one of our level, our put support, and then basically you see the bounce all the way from one level all the way to the maximum for the day. This is another example from last week where we are going to put support and we're going to call resistance. And today we're going to show live some examples as well. Another one on here is on FX futures. So for those who are also trading Forex future, you also have gamma levels there. So very, very important. This was bond futures. So if you're trading bonds future, we also have a coverage for that. We also have soft commodities. So for those who are trading corn, wheat, and soybean, you can access data on that and also Bitcoin futures. If you are a stock or option trader, we now release a new model that we're going to explain later in the session, where you can use it on stocks like NVIDIA. You can use a skew model, and you can also use our swing trading model. So you can kind of like understand where can the price stay and what are the ranges. And also we have back testing results there. All right, so what is new? So we're going to show you, first of all, our new dashboard. We're going to show you our new models. We're going to show you our new Q score. Q score is going to be super exciting, and we're also going to show you how we can build quant strategies on the back of the score. So think about the score as kind of like a rating system that will allow you to quickly understand if a stock is bullish or bearish by looking at different quantitative factors. And then we also have our trading integration. So if we look at our trading integrations, this is what we already have. So we have 9 plus 10 integration, and coming soon, we're going to integrate with TrendSpider, TickBlaze, TraderVate, and then potentially with others in Q2 and Q3. So very excited about that. And all the integration are seamless via API besides of TradingView, which I'm going to show you what we've done with the new indicator. All right. Let me go into the platform tracing and let me know if there's any questions.
Not yet. Looks good.
All right. So this is the new dashboard that you guys can access. If I go back 1 second, once you create an account, you see kind of like this screen. You have access to our academy. The academy basically has 35 plus courses, and it's about 450 hours plus of videos. And it's anything from day trading, live trading, to options, technical analysis, psychology, and also how to use our data. So everything is covered here, trading integration. So there's a lot of really interesting content that you can find there. We also have documentation. So for everything that we provide, we also provide you with guides. So if you want to learn on what we do, if you also want to learn what the option market does, and you want to learn really actionable things, you can find them here. And you can also learn about trading strategies, use cases, and then we have a lot of tools here. So this is our guides. So everything is documented. We give you access to all the documentation and videos. But if we go back to the application, this is how it looks like. So we have our end of day dashboard and our intraday dashboard. We also have our futures dashboard. So if you're trading ES or NQ or gold, you can set up your watch list right here. We have our CTAs models. So for those who are maybe a little bit more advanced and you want to look at what CTAs do. So CTAs are commodity trade advisor, and they are quant funds that are basically trading long and short the major asset through futures. So we can show you basically where the liquidity is. So if you want to learn about that, and then we have also our volatility models. So these are a bit more advanced. So we have a lot of documentation about that. We have our market breadth, our indicators are here. But let's focus on the index and futures section. So what you have here is the ability to create a watch list. So if I open up a stock like Baba, I can add it to the watch list, very similar to what you see on TradingView. I can resize it, I can move it. I can also move my sections. So if I want to have my equities at the top and my ETFs at the bottom and indices, I can very, very easily do that. I can also minimize um, the watch list right here, and then I can create my kind of dashboard. So my dashboard is set up like this, but you can have as many models as you want, and you can click on the add command section here, and you can access all our data. So basically, simply by clicking on one of these button here, this will add basically the chart right there, and you can then quickly resize it and move how you please. So if you want to have, for example, this chart at the top, you can move it up, or you can change the order very, very easy. So in a few seconds, you can set up your watch list. You can remove tickers from the watch list very easy. And then basically you can click on the asset that you care about, whether it's a stock, a future, or an index, and we can start seeing some really cool stuff. So the first thing we see, of course, is our gamma condition. So we want to know if by looking at the option market, we are in positive or negative gamma. This is important, and for those who are not familiar, we also have documentation about it, because this is going to affect the volatility of the asset based on the option positioning, right? And the option positioning, we can see it right here. This is our net gamma exposure chart and our multi-expiration chart. So this can tell us basically what's the positioning and where are the key areas that we want to focus on. Then you see our Q score, and we're going to go into details in a second. But basically, this is looking at 4 factors: option, volatility, momentum, and seasonality. And we're going to explain what those are in a second. And then basically also you have some are more advanced models. So you can immediately see that puts are very expensive. So we are in a put bias environment by looking at the skew. We are also looking at a very, very negative DAX. So DAX is delta exposure for Tesla, and also our option matrix is very red. So there's a lot of negative positioning here. Once we do that, we can also then go back to our charts, look at the data, open up my Tesla stock, and look at where the levels are for today. So as you can see, very interesting. We went all the way down to the 1-day minimum. We retraced back, and then we're now moving towards the upside. So this is a very important move. If you learn what this level means, that could give you a very, very important support. And then basically, if we look at the SPX, for example, again, we touched the 1-day minimum. This was a very good opportunity, right? Look at how the market reacted, and then basically we can go back to our chart and we can see how things evolve. You can also access history, so you can click here and go back up to 6 months, so you can see basically, okay, like powerly speaking today, what happened the last time that event happened, or what happened the last time like NVIDIA earnings happened, and so on. So very, very important. On the left-hand side, you also have our integration. So here you can access your TradingView. You can connect your TradingView account, and you can access the indicator. And we're going to show you what the indicator do in a second. If you're using NinjaTrader, you can basically download the indicator, request your activation, and basically use the API key basically to access it. Then we can go into our screeners. Screeners are, again, a way for you to simplify the read of the market and get a list of assets that could match a criteria. So let's imagine that you like our gamma levels, and you like, for example, our put support. So we've seen like our put support on Tesla was really a big reaction area. So let's say that you want to see other companies that are approaching that put support. So here we have our put support screener, so we can see that SPY was very close to put support, Starbucks. So let's look at SPY, for example, right? And so as you can see here, we were a few points away from our put support, and now the price kind of went all the way up. So that could have been an interesting search. We can also look at other companies, Costco, DIA, and simply clicking on the ticker, you can now go back to the dashboard right there. The dashboard has also intraday data. So if let's go back to our Tesla example, we can also access our intraday chart. So by clicking intraday, we can now look at the changing gamma throughout the day and also at different snapshots. So we have about 9 snapshots per day. So we update the data once an hour, but we're going to increase the number of snapshots to get as close as possible to real time. Here, what we see is the net JAX 0 DTEs. So for Tesla, in this case, would be the weekly expiration from this afternoon. And then we can quickly see how the net JAX change at different timestamps. So we're looking at 10:30, 9:35, and pre-market 7:45. Another important part is really our JAX difference. So compared to yesterday, how much negative or positive gamma have we seen at different snapshots? So here we are comparing the pre-market snapshot to 12:30, and now we can also really quickly go back in time and see basically how the market reacted at like 9:35. So open really negative. So we saw some negative jacks accumulating there. And then obviously this is the situation throughout the day. And then of course, we also have our liquidity summary that can explain what's going on. So for example, our jacks since yesterday decreased by 141%, but you can also look at our top volume strikes, our positive or negative strikes that you want to watch. So the 250 as the highest positive gamma, the highest negative is at the 255, where we have minus 1.7 million, we decreased by 21%. What does that mean? Is very important for you because now we can also have our intraday data as well as our end of the data. So let me also go through what's new in the new indicator, so which is also very important. For all our users now, the levels automatically update. So there's no more need to input data into the indicator. So you don't actually have to come to the indicator. So you just load the indicator. You would basically find it in your invite only script. And basically you would then just change the ticker. And basically the levels will be automatically drawn for you there. So here we have NQ very fast.
Which is amazing. Just
Yeah.
saying. I like
Yeah.
this.
So yeah, this is really cool, and basically like all the levels really update there fast. And the cool thing also is that we now have our intraday indicator. So if we let's open up our Tesla again, we can now compare our end of day with our intraday. So here we have, for example, in white, we have our intraday update. So we can see that this updated the last time at 11:30. And now we have our end of day right here. So you can compare what has changed versus your intraday. And you can also use the intraday as well. So as we can see, perfect bounce of the 1-day minimum. We also saw the same on SPX, and we also can have our intraday levels on SPX right there. And the other cool thing is that we now develop a new concept within the indicator, which is called our training roadmap. So basically, like if you are like a futures trader or if you are like a scalper, you want to identify areas that you want to be in and out of the market. And the way you would do that, you might be drawing some areas like this, and maybe you might be drawing some areas like this. So we connect those levels, right? So we do that manually, and this obviously takes time, right? So here, for example, if you remove the indicator, this can give you a clear picture of trading from box to box, trading levels to levels, and that's very key. What about if we could do that automatically? So now we have our trading roadmap feature right here. So we can just enable it within the indicator. And now basically, if we hide the levels, as you can see, we now have the same picture automatically drawn for you in the chart. I think this is very key. It's a very nice feature that we've added. Very excited. This is also going to come on Ninja. And what you're basically looking for is like major levels and major areas where you want to be in or out of the market. And then simplify that by removing that. And then basically you have a clear picture of the areas that you might want to look for, the areas that you might want to get into the market, the breakout areas, and so on. Let me know if there's questions there.
This is super helpful. No questions yet.
Okay, cool. So this is the new indicator. So if we go back to our dashboard, I want to spend a few moments to introduce you with our Q score, and now you can basically use it for not only for trading, but the idea behind it is really the Q score should be able to give you like a great overview of what's going on with the asset that you're looking for, and maybe some risk management practice, or you could also use it to build strategies. So if we go back to our presentation, let's go into what the Q score is. So the Q score is really, as we explained, like a rating system or like a consensus metric. So a lot of users are used to analyst ratings, analyst recommendation. You normally have a score from 1 to 5, where 5 is very bullish and 1 is very bearish. In the similar format, we have created our Q score, but our Q score is based on 4 factors, which is momentum, seasonality, volatility, and options, right? So let's start with the momentum model. So the momentum is really using price action and technical analysis, and the score goes from 0 to 5, where 5 is very bullish momentum and 0 is a very bearish momentum. And the goal is really to determine whether we are in a trending market, positive trending market, or negative trending market, and give you like a very, very quick snapshot of that. The second model is our seasonality. So the seasonality model is looking at the last 20 years of data to potentially predict the next 5 days of price action. The score goes from -5 to 5, where -5 is a bearish seasonality, 0 is no seasonality, and 5 is high seasonality or bullish seasonality. Then we look at volatility. 0 is a very low volatility environment, and 5 is a very high volatility environment. And why is this important? Because for those who are trading options, volatility is key. So you can actually use this data to potentially decide whether you want to build a buying position in option or a selling position, and you can compare this with all the other models that we have. And then finally, the option score that goes from 0, which is a very bearish sentiment coming from the option market, and 5 is a very bullish sentiment coming from the option market, right? So the way you can use this is trend confirmation. So we could use our option score and our momentum score to define if we're in a positive or negative market. We can use our seasonality score to understand potential arbitrage opportunities coming from seasonal patterns. We can use the volatility score for volatility-based strategies, and then we can use our option data for defining our option strategies, but also to define the trend of the market as well. All right. So what I want to share is, then we're going to go into the platform. I'm going to share some example is with this score, we can now build quantitative strategies. So we can actually behave like a hedge fund would use this data, right? So we have created 5 strategies, and we back tested that with over 10 years of data, and we're going to show you the results, right? So first, we're trying to outperform the market. The benchmark for us is the S&P 500. So we use like sector ETFs, like financial, technology, energy, and so on. And we use 2 factors in this case, which is seasonality and momentum. And then basically what we do is First, we developed like the seasonality strategy, which is identifying like ETFs that have the highest seasonality score. The seasonality score must be greater or equal to 0. If multiple ETF have the same score, then we use the highest average return for the past week to determine the one that we choose for that day. We buy at the open and we sell at the open the next day. If the same ETF is selected the next day, we just keep the position. And if no ETF meets the criteria, we don't take any position. We have a commission cost of $2 per trade, so $4. And then the back testing period is January 1st, 2014 to January 31st, 2025. So here we have the red line is the SPX, the green line is the seasonality strategy. You can see here the metrics, the returns here, the difference, volatility drawdown, Sharpe ratio, and so on. So this is one strategy. The second strategy is our momentum strategy. So similar to what the seasonality does, we basically identify the ETF with the highest difference between today's momentum and the momentum 5 days ago. We buy at the market open, we sell at the market open the next day, and then we do the same approach. 10 years of data. This is the result. So we had a cumulative return of 565% versus 229% of the index. We have a Sharpe ratio of 1.04, and actually we had similar volatility and lower drawdown compared to the SPX. We do the same with Mag 7. This is like the criteria, so I'm just going to go through this quite quickly. I'm going to show you where you can find this, and then basically this is kind of like the return of that strategy. And then for those who are trading futures, we can also use the Q score on ES and Q, CL, GC, and ZN. And basically this is really the entry condition and the exit condition, and this is basically kind of like showing you the return using the seasonality in this case for futures. Right. Let me know if we get questions, Tracy.
Not,
Yeah.
I'm, so at the end though, I do want you to show all that slide with all the platforms, but continue with this first.
Yeah, sure. So to look for all this data or all these strategies that I showed you, you can simply create an account with us, come to our guides, and just come on under strategies, and then basically just click on the 5-1 that I showed you, for example, this one, and then here you can access all the data, all the back testing results, seasonality, etc. I wanted to also show you like an example on the seasonality score, on the Q score on one of the assets. Like let's take, of course, NVIDIA. Everybody's looking at NVIDIA. And then basically within the platform, you have access to all the historical chart as well. So here we have our option score, our momentum score. And what's really interesting, if we look at this chart, is that the seasonality went from negative to positive right here. So we had a seasonality of 4, and this kind of like coincided with the strong uptrend move that we saw in NVIDIA, like over the last few weeks. And then of course the seasonality went all the way down and went negative, so from positive to negative, and this kind of also coincided with the downward moves that we saw here. So now we are kind of like still in a negative seasonality. So we want to see like if this kind of trends changes over time.
And do you guys still have your Discord channel? Yes.
Yes, we do. Yes. Discord is still active. We're going to, of course, keep Discord for the community, the training rooms, but I think the data over time will just go and live in the app. So that's why we developed the app.
That's cool because there's some cool chat rooms there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have like really experienced traders that are trading futures. They're trading zero DT options. They're trading macro. So we have a lot of like really experienced traders. I think we have a community of about 7,000 or 8,000 people in Discord. So it's pretty nice.
Absolutely. So we don't have any questions. I don't know. You've explained things very well, Fabio. So we're very impressed. So if nobody has any questions, let's go over like your final thoughts. And then at the end, please also show what platforms all of these indicators are available on, because I think that's important for people to know because you've expanded well beyond TradingView.
Yeah, sure. So if we go back to our let me go back here. So we are available on Ninja, Atas, Bookmap, Quantower, Sierra, MotiveWave now, Thinkorswim, MetaTrader, and very soon we're going to release TickBlaze integration for those who are using that platform. It's very, very advanced quant platform, very nice. We're also starting the implementation of TrendSpider. And then next, we're going to go into Tradeovate. Those are the most immediate ones that we're planning to release within the next month or two. And then, of course, we're going to look at others. So maybe interactive brokers or some of the other platforms like multi-charts. Some of the user requested that. So yeah, the idea would be that by the end of the year, we should be on most major platforms that people use. So, I mean, we started 4 months ago, we only had TradingView, and then we had Ninja, and then we really started developing our infrastructure, our technology, and now we can kind of like support all different platforms.
Which is fantastic news. So I just wanted people to be aware if they're trading on any of these platforms that they can get your data there, and it's highly integrated.
Yeah, and I think what's important is that it's integrated with API, so you will always have the latest available update directly into the chart. So
Absolutely, absolutely, I love that. So any final thoughts or that you want to impart to everybody?
Yeah, no, I think like if you guys liked what we showed you, you can come to our website, create a free account, and you can access a lot of free tools that we offer. So like we have an academy, free academy that you can join. And
Oh,
if you
that's fantastic. Sorry to interrupt. That is fantastic. They have, if you're new to trading options and you want to learn a lot about it, their trading academy is amazing. I will tell you that.
Yeah, and we have about, as I said, 450 hours, maybe even 500 hours, I'm not sure. But basically, like, if you're a beginner, if you're starting with option, today we did a really nice session with Nicola, and we spent about 12 to 15 hours with Nicola going through like from zero knowledge of trading to actually how to then learn how to trade. And today Nicola showed basically his results 2 months in the process. So we started this in November. We're now like 2, 3 months in, kind of like his journey, and basically we showed a lot of like really good results, challenges, how he's learning and what he's using. And then of course you also have uh, a lot of different courses on, like our gamma levels, technical indicators. If you're trading futures, you can access all the live session with Patrick that we recorded last year. So there's about 27 different session there. So if you want to learn how to trade futures, that's very, very good place to start. If you want to learn how to swing trade, there's like swing trading courses. If you want to learn how to trade with our data, there's like trading with MenthorQ. And then of course we had live trading during the US elections. So we were live for about 10 hours. So you can access all that session there as well. And then of course there's a lot of other stuff, psychology, uh, the usual support and resistance courses, technical analysis, and then of course we go into the advanced stuff with option Greeks, systematic strategies, and so on. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, with that, thank you so much, Fabio. I appreciate your time today. I'm excited that we got to show everybody the new stuff that you guys have out. I hope everybody will take the opportunity to check it out. And you can just go to menthorq.com, and always they are on X, of course, at MenthorQ.
Exactly. Thank you, Tracy, for the time.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. Happy trading and couple hours to the close. So good luck out there.
Yeah.